So one thing we learned in 3 days in Copenhagen is don't listen to the weather forecast.
It's
Yesterday,
pouring.
it was supposed to be raining. It was this bright, sunny, hot day. And today it was supposed to be sunny, and it is raining on us. As you can see, Chris is trying not to turn into a witch if, you know, she gets wet. And me, I don't care, so. It's a couple-minute walk to the Winter Palace, and that's where we're gonna head to right now. So we're at Amalienborg, which is the Winter Palace of the Queen. If you actually follow the changing of the guards, in fact, there's a guard member right now walking in, but this is where they walk to and from.
They are cute, the dress. They have better uniform than the one we just saw.
I would guess over here is where we get in. Either people are hiding from the rain or standing in line. I'm not sure which, but we're gonna find out.
So I was trying to take a picture with that guy because he's got a cute uniform, and he make a big noise like with the foot or something, and then he starts screaming at everybody else, not at me, but the one they were on the street. Get out of the street! I got so scared. I don't understand that. I mean, like, he could just say nice, but I guess that's his job to scream at people.
So somewhere there's a museum here. I think it's this building under construction. Not sure if you can go in anywhere else around here. So we just entered the Amalienborg Palace. It's actually the museum side. So it's a little more modern than the other palaces or castles. There's some beautiful artifacts in here again. And the elephants. I gotta figure out what the deal is with the Dutch and elephants. You find your crown?
Yeah.
Is that one yours?
Yeah. That,
I see. So it's a cute jewelry in here, huh?
And this is the Russian Danish tea service. Russian Danish. Everything is Russian style.
From this time period, 1867.
And this is 1894.
Yeah, this castle, this palace must be a more modern one. From the late 1800s, early. Because some of the cameos are actually photographs and not paintings. Crown Prince Frederick's study. Really opulent. Even but the wallpaper there is probably with gold leaf. Oh, if you can see it, the chandelier has a little baby balloon. It's really cute. As you can see, this is much more modern. Frederick VIII moved in 1935 with his wife, Princess Ingrid.
The Constitution of Denmark was introduced in 1849, but the parliamentary principle didn't become current practice until the regime change in 1901.
Interesting, we go through a lot of these castles and palaces and how much they all changed between the ones built in like 1850 and the ones built in at like 1900. Like the ones built in 1900, all of a sudden you see a lot more plaster and like drywall, less stone, a lot more parquet floors. And it's always interesting when they try to incorporate like new technology into the houses. Well, I mean, it's interesting, like this game set, it's not made out of ivory or jewels or gold. It's made out of like a plastic resin material. But that was new and, you know, the thing of the day. Like paper playing cards and dominoes and things of that nature. It's really interesting to me how quickly things change. Those are ivory pipes, so those are cool. right here is a photograph of the current Queen of Denmark.
Current king, and I need my book.
I don't know. Another study library room. I remember what made this special. It's actually like 4 palaces put together. Christian VII's palace, Christian IX, Frederick VIII's palace, and Christian VIII's palace. So this is the Order of the Elephant from 1693. As you can see, more elephant pendants and elephant jewelry. They didn't have anything for elephants. Look at that, they even had electricity in here. And that's what I mean, during the later palaces and castles they built after like 1880, they really tried their best to incorporate electricity, gas, indoor plumbing. A lot less opulence, but this room is actually beautiful. All the different queens and kings that used to live here. Charles VIII, Charles IX, Drowning Caroline Amelia, Queen Caroline Amelia.
And the Prince Christian in 1813, he became a governor of Norway.
There you go. So much history to learn when you go through these palaces. But we're just sort of doing touristic things and taking a look and walking through. You could probably spend half a day in all of these palaces, reading and learning about all of the ins and outs. So I was reading the flag of liberation, which is the Danish flag with the coat of arms, but it's the one with the, oh, I forgot what these are called, but it's not a rectangle. So it's a little different than the normal rectangular Danish flag. I like this one better. Well, we turned down a random alleyway and we found this beautiful rose shop. Oh, they're not real roses, okay. That makes a little more sense. I think that's a dead end, yeah? Oh yeah, some bike storage and whatnot. There's nobody here and everybody followed us down here. That's definitely one thing. Anytime you're exploring a new city, you gotta explore. Don't stick to your plan, stick to what you see or what looks fun to do.
Just give yourself some time.
So now after Amalienborg, I think I'm saying that right, Palace, we're gonna go check out the Little Mermaid statue, and along the way is the Design Museum. So we're gonna stop there. It's included in our card, so we're gonna walk through it really quick. Everybody says you have to see the Little Mermaid statue. It's a famous landmark here in Copenhagen. We did see it in the boat.
See it close up. You see how small it is. Everybody's disappointed with the Little Mermaid because it's small.
It's a Little Mermaid. What did they want? So Chris found a Roman Catholic cathedral that she wanted to go check out. Wow. Beautiful little covered corridor here. So they're doing a christening inside the Catholic cathedral, so I'm just checking out the garden around it. And here we go. Museum of Design. Not a place we would normally go to, but it's on the card and between us and where we're going, so we're gonna go check it out. All right, let's go check out the Design Museum. Just as soon as we drop our bags. All right, let's see what the Design Museum is all about. I guess it's a lot of contemporary art, found materials. We'll display here about the Greenland golden rubies and different rock samples that have been brought back from Greenland. If you didn't know, Greenland is still part of Denmark in some ways. It's not completely its own autonomous government or country. Yeah. Here are some of the rubies from Iceland, or Greenland rather. Not sure what the little creature on top is supposed to be. So this is a crown of gold from Greenland that was presented to the Queen in 2012. Some pieces of Greenland gold and gemstones presented to the Queen. Really beautiful. Sort of their own design. I haven't seen jewelry designed like this before.
They said the future is present.
Mm.
You can take them
And the lights are playing havoc with my camera.
That's cool.
So this little display area is working on the idea that artificial light can help people's mental state with some, fake outdoor time.
We are outdoor indoor.
I guess. I don't know, maybe. If I was stuck indoors and it was raining every day, maybe just sitting and watching this would make you feel better. It's really interesting display if you could make medicines that give people things like empathy, IQ boost, equality, fairness, fakeness. So the design museum asks a lot of thought-provoking questions about what design and life will be like in the future. It's really a thought-provoking place. How will houses be designed? Like this, it's the design for like a collapsible house that you just open. It's hard to read, but it says, will you trust human faces on the internet? How much can we connect our bodies to the internet? Can we design cities not only for humans? A lot of interesting, thought-provoking questions. So this lamp here is actually made out of cow intestine. Over 100 meters of cow intestines in this lamp. And I never would have known it was cow intestine. And I'm not happy I know it now. More of a cool chair. It's hemp as the base. And then they grow mushrooms on it, mycelium, to sort of fill it in. So it's all organic building material. And above us is some examples where the mushroom, the mycelium, haven't grown all the way through the hemp fiber yet. This is really cool. It's built in '85, and it's a little small 3-wheel electric car built here in Denmark. Super cool looking. Too bad these never caught on. It's a little 1-seater, 3-wheeled electric car built in 1985. This room's really interesting. This is they sent a probe down and 3D modeled a cave under an ice sheet and came back with all sorts of these amazing results. It's really cool. That's what this larger model is based on here. An exact mapping of these waterways under the ice sheets. This is sort of interesting. There's a collection of Japanese samurai sword guards and all the different design that was put onto them.
What did you find?
All the Japanese sword guards, and they're here to display all the different designs on all of them. Really interesting. They're all different and unique. It doesn't show on camera, but it shows how you can use a light to make an object look like it's moving. It is, the object's turning, but not at that rate.
Okay. Show me another one.
There's a different one over here, but they just won't show on camera. That's really cool. And see, it just looks like a flashing light on the camera. Alright, so these tapes represent the different periods, 1500s through the Renaissance, 1600s, 1700s, all the different styles of tables and silverware and plates. The 1800s, neoclassic. 1890 to 1915, that period didn't last that long. 1920 to 1945, modernism. This is actually modernism, 1945 to the present. Oh, these are cool new conceptual designs for building materials and chairs. This would be like a construction sort of look.
1994.
Yeah, organic with the layers.
1999.
Pop style. It looks like the melting pile of lava or something.
1964.
And the conceptual piece made of old newspapers. Actually, that chair looks pretty comfortable for old newspapers.
1993.
So this neon display here took its inspiration from this rug. So this room, all sorts of rooms of different structure and design. Really interesting stuff. Conceptual design. The things that were never really meant to be in production, but just ideas. It's really an interesting museum to walk through. And interesting concept designs for chairs. And all sorts of different time periods. So I think that one looks a little comfy if you made it to be a little more comfy. I'm really surprised on how big this design museum is. Like every time we exit a room, I expect it to be over, and there's another room of amazing and different designs. Alright, we just finished checking out the design museum here in Copenhagen. We didn't plan on coming here, but it was part of our city card, and it was really cool. It was on the way to where we were going, but it was really cool. I recommend it, yeah?
We're impressed with it.
Yeah, really interesting things, especially the beginning part about new modern design and just thinking about how you think about design and what you put together and what you design. Sort of interesting.
Right, it was very
thought-provoking.
Like chairs made of newspaper. Who'd have believed that?
Yeah. So what's your favorite thing, baby? All the colored buildings?
The Russian church.
Yeah.
This one with the color, what Ben said, orange is their color, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, but a lot of the buildings are this burnt orange color. It's like everywhere you walk in Copenhagen, it's just beautiful.
And it's interesting because not all the architecture, not all of them are the same.
No, they're all sort of different. I mean, I'm sure there's not nice parts of Copenhagen, but we even went into the area where the residents don't want you to film anything around there. And I still filmed it beautiful. Yeah, Christiania. Well, the next thing we ran into on Google Maps, it's listed as Kastenet, which I think just means castle. It's like a fortification.
Kastelkirken.
That's the name of the church inside the fortification. It's like an ancient fortification. Now it just maybe looks more like a park. Maybe there's some ruins on the inside. As you can see on Google Map, it's in a star shape surrounded by a moat. But the Little Mermaid is right over here. So we're gonna make our way over there and check out the fortification too. That must be the church inside the fortress here. It looks like they're rebuilding the steeple. Let's go check it out. It actually looks like a really cool place, and I think it's free too. It's not even on the Copenhagen card. You just can go and walk around. Well, we got this far and realized there's a moat between us and the church. So we got to go back and find a different way to it. I guess we got to go inside the fortress area. Can you imagine how much work this took to build all these up? All these hills and walls are all artificial. At some point, somebody piled all this dirt and rock up to make it. Wasn't expecting this. I thought it was like an old abandoned military, but there is military here and it's taken seriously. So this is called Castelletta Citadel Frederikshavn.
Castellet.
Yeah. No, a little bit. The leaves are starting to change colors. It's like military barracks is what it looks like they use it as right now. So I walked up on top of the fortification here and you can really see how all of this is man-built. It's crazy. We found an old windmill to go check out. Doesn't look like it's in operation, but we'll see if we can go in. So continuing our wandering around Copenhagen, we found the Maritime Monument. Really a cool large bronze statue. It's right over by the Little Mermaid statue in the fortress area. I didn't know, but that fortress area is still like used by the military. Look like barracks maybe. So we finally made it to the Little Mermaid statue. As you can see, there is quite a crowd. This is one of the stops on the hop on hop off bus. And that's probably why it's so famous and popular. And the fact that it's Hans Christian Andersen sculpture, and it's been like vandalized twice, and both times it became like huge news all over Denmark. Alright, on our walk over to Nijhaven from the Little Mermaid statue, we came across this fountain. It's beautiful. The Giffion fountain. We're gonna walk around to the front to show it to you. It's a huge fountain.
And the big statue.
Yeah,
like
a woman.
sculpture.
Yeah, but it's like a woman using 4 bison to pull her chariot. Ooh, you found a little snaky
I
too.
found a snake and I'm not scared of him. I'm so strong, I'm not scared of that snake.
Chariot, it's a really cool fountain. Did you find a nice place to sit, babe?
Because I'm real busy. Here in Copenhagen.
You can drink on the streets? Just tell them you can drink on the streets.
All the bumps are drinking on the street.
And it's 5 o'clock somewhere?
5 o'clock somewhere, so I'm allowed.
Alright, we made it to Nijhaven, which is a really popular street with tons and tons and tons of restaurants along it. A lot of the little boat cruises, canal cruises go out from here. I think we're gonna find a spot for dinner here, yeah babe? We're gonna meet up with our cousin again, and we're gonna pick a place to go eat dinner. And just look how busy all these places are.
And she said we're gonna eat the yellow one, and half of those buildings are yellow, so I don't know which one is the yellow one. But it's so cute. People are just staying on the side of the road, and they bring their food and drinks from home.
So for dinner, we came to Navan 17, not Nijhaven 17. That's a restaurant right here on the Nijhaven street. Chris got fish and chips, and I got beef stroganoff and a bottle of wine, which wasn't cheap, but it is really good. So we're gonna dig in and let you know how delicious it is. Ready?
Ready.
I have the beef stroganoff. It's really good. Sort of stroganoff. It's almost like beef Alfredo.
Enjoy.